LNP Lancaster Online Sports Roundtable discussion. I'm reporter John Walk with my colleagues Mike Gross and Jeff Reinhart. On the show this week is Lancaster Mennonite girls basketball coach Trevor Orr and McCaskey football coach Sam London. Just kind of give you guys a little bit of background on both of them before we get going here. Coach London is heading into his second season as the head football coach at McCaskey. He was hired to that position in February 2019 after previously coaching at Lincoln University. He's a Coatesville alum, and he also served in the Air Force, put together a very decorated military career before turning to coaching. Coach Trevor Orr is coming off his second season as the head coach of the Lancaster Mennonite girls basketball team. He also works in the school district of York. And by the way, he was the LL Section 5 girls basketball coach of the year in 2019. And yeah, we basically just wanted to have both of these guys on here in light of kind of this current circumstances, just to kind of pick their brain, what the past week or so has been like from their perspective, and kind of just incorporate sports somehow, how sports can kind of be conversation driver moving forward or a player moving forward in this topic, obviously. And I admit, speaking for me anyway, I don't have all the answers, and we're not looking to solve everything here today. It's basically just kind of shine a light on this topic and talk about it a little bit. With that, I'll throw to my colleague Mike Gross for the first question.
Gentlemen, welcome. You guys are Lancaster Mennonite girls basketball and McCaskey football, both high school sports, but two pretty different places. So I'm wondering, what are you hearing from your players? What are you hearing from your sort of school community about the events of the last week or so? Let's start with Sam.
For us, and I apologize for getting a phone call here, but for us, our kids, it's been an emotional week and a half. We actually had a team meeting on Monday, and kind of just wanted to provide them the platform to just talk. And then whatever feelings you had, we wanted you to just kind of talk and kind of get that out. And we brought in our team chaplain, Pastor Jose, from Activate here in Lancaster, and it was really good. It was tough, and it was emotional. They shared some things, and I had to share some things, but I really wanted them to have the opportunity to just kind of talk. And be heard, and make sure they understood that was a safe place. It was for us as a team, and we did that, and we're going to continue doing that. Actually, we're working on a charge we want to put together, representing the football program and how we can do our part as we continue this fight. Against racism. I'm looking forward to that. And tomorrow we're actually going to have a town hall meeting again on Zoom, and just kind of check in and just see how everybody's doing and how we're managing, and just give kids the platform to say what they're feeling, and that's been working out really good for us.
Trevor.
Yeah, I had a couple girls reach out, and being that we're at Lancaster Mennonite, we have a plenty of black, white, actually foreign exchange students, and I just kind of opened the door to the girls because it's an uncomfortable situation. And hey, listen, ladies, if you need anything. If you need to talk about anything, my door is open. During this time, situations like this cause a lot of division. And I just told the girls, the girls say a thing before every game. We all we got, we all we need. And we're kind of sticking behind that moving forward.
Sam, are your guys mad? Because this is about, let's be honest about it. This is about young African American males, right? Mostly.
Well, yeah. I think they're mad, they're hurt. They don't necessarily understand. Yeah. They're frustrated. I mean, you name it, and I think this, most recently with Mr. Floyd, I think, as sad as that is, this has kind of been building up for a lot of them. And, and this is in a day and age where everything's a click away on your phone, right? So these kids have been watching issue after issue come up. And then now with this and being, as bad as this was with Mr. Floyd, I think it was kind of a breaking point for some of them. So yeah, some of them are hurt, some of them are frustrated, and some of them, but they want to get through it. It's not to the point where they want to go out and do something criminal wise or loot or anything. But they're definitely hurt. They're definitely frustrated because for them it's they're supposed to look to our police officers to protect us. And we made this very clear that all police officers are not bad. Just like everybody who protests and isn't bad. It's kind of the same thing, right? So we made that clear, but when you look at somebody like that, you're thinking they're supposed to protect me, and I'm not supposed to look and see something like that. So they're definitely frustrated and they're hurt. And, a lot of these kids, they've experienced racism on a different level. We're very diverse here in McCaskey, but we have about a 64% Latino population, 17% African-American population. So, there's a lot of different stories, that they've gone through and experiences that they've had. So, they're definitely hurt, frustrated. But again, we're leaning on each other. And, that's what we're all here for. And even, for our Caucasian brothers on our team too, everybody is stepping up for everybody. Everybody's checking in on everybody. So, we're getting through it together as a team, but there's definitely some raw emotions there.
For both of you guys, have either of you been out on the streets last couple of days? And are you encouraging your players and coaches and staff to go out and be heard on the streets? Trevor?
I personally have not been out, but we had a few players go out, and we had some people from our school go out in support of that, and I'm encouraging, hey, protest how you want to protest. I think all protests look different. Some people are out in the street, some are making social media posts. At the end of the day, it's about my girls, you know what I mean? So we have some African-American girls who are angry, you know what I mean? Who want to see who's going to support them, They sent some emails out to the school. Hey, listen, this is a tough situation for all of us, but you guys got our back. And it's a good thing that LMH, they're saying they're going to get behind our minority students and try to bring this thing together.
So Trevor, you're saying your players sent an email to the Lancaster Mennonite administration asking for.
They sent an email and just put it out there. Hey, listen, a lot of things are going on.
Right.
What are you going to do for us in this situation?
I got you.
And LMA, and they sent them some social media posts. They sent a blast email, and they're standing behind what's right.
Sam, have you been out?
I haven't. I'm actually I had knee surgery a few months ago, so I haven't been able to get out. But our players have definitely been out, and the thing we just tell them is, like Coach said, protest how you want to protest. What I tell them is just to be careful, be safe, and make smart decisions. If you're around something where it doesn't look right, just move away from it. But definitely encourage all of our guys to get out there and protest how you feel you need to protest. Make sure your voice is heard. And I do the best I can trying to advocate for these guys, whether it's social media, encouraging them, talking to our athletic director, Mr. Mitchell. So we want our guys know that they're supported from us, from our coaching staff. We're 100% all in with each other, and our guys feel very comfortable about what they go out and do. Have
you heard positive feedback from them once they've come back?
Yeah, I did. I think it might have been last Saturday. They said it got a little hairy. I think on Saturday. I think the first night they said it was really, really good. But other than that, it's been positive. Everybody just really seemed to enjoy themselves. But I think now for our guys, like we were just talking in the huddle earlier today, they want to do something else. They want to do something. So that's what we're going to talk about in our town hall meeting tomorrow.
Okay. John,
I'm just wondering in terms of kind of moving forward. I know elections coming up and all that, and I hope this doesn't take a back burner as many things do in the news, and I hope this kind of stays near or at the forefront. And with that said, I'm wondering, and I know you guys kind of alluded to it a couple times, just in regards to your players and doing something moving forward. What can you do as coaches? What can teams and players do to kind of keep this conversation going?
I think for us, we just have to continue to be vocal. Whether we're going to put this charge out to the community saying, hey, what we want to do as a football program, but just continuing to be vocal and to talk and just try to get a message out there that our biggest thing, we're going to love. Like our biggest response and what we can do is, and what we can control is just to love people. So no matter what they say or how we're treated, we're going to make that choice to love you. And we're not going to engage in back and forth or anything like that. And for a lot of our kids, and this may be a touchy subject, but some of these kids, you hear things even on Friday nights. You hear some things and that's been coming up in a lot of our meetings too. And it's the same thing. I think Dr. King speaks about you can't cancel evil with evil. So that's kind of what we talk about. We're going to show love. We're going to be honorable men, and we're going to continue to hold ourselves that way. So that's kind of what that's our plan, kind of going forward, and just try to keep these kids encouraged.
Same question.
I'm encouraged by how much I've heard that word love the last couple days. That's been good news for me. There hasn't been much, but that's been a good one. Yeah, good to hear.
Same question there for Trevor. How do you keep this going forward positively?
I'm just going to piggyback on what Coach London just spoke about, and the important word is love. I know it's so hard to do, and especially when you're offended, but you have to respond in everything in love. Easier said than done. We understand that, but if we can be consistent with that, I think moving forward, love will prevail.
Guys, before any of this happened, before the death of George Floyd, you as coaches, would you ever have conversations with your players just in terms of how to conduct themselves around law enforcement? Is that a thing that happens with your players at all?
I could say for us, yes, we do. I try to pride myself on being a total person coach. It's bigger than football with me. So we talk about a lot of that, and it's one of the big things you talk about, being respectful, right? And controlling what you can control. So we talk about just, if we're in situations, person of authority or as a police officer, to just be respectful. Don't try to win an argument right there. Just be respectful and really make sure you make it home. So in order to make it home and not get yourself arrested or anything worse, just be respectful, go home, and then, contact your parents, contact a lawyer, go that route, but never try to win an argument right there. Don't let yourself get upset or get out of character. Just try as much as you can to remain positive, remain calm, and just get through that situation and get home. So we talk about that a good amount. Trevor,
you work in York.
Yes.
What's it like over there? What are your folks in York telling you, and what are you seeing in those neighborhoods?
Just, I haven't been down there, but, I've been getting a lot of feedback. It's a lot of angry people down there in York. York is a special place when we're talking about racism, like the Lily Bell Allen riots, So the people down in York, they're a little bit seasoned when it comes to this type of activity, but it's a lot of positive things. They're having a lot of peaceful protesting, and I just want to go back to the beginning part of the question, this is about the police officer question. This is something I previously talked to my girls about before the situation happened. And I told my girls, it's about authority. If a cop pulls you over there, they have the authority, and you just got to handle things the right way. And I think that's the way you keep yourself safe. If you don't engage, or even if you're provoked, they have the authority. You move on correctly, and I think everything will work out at the end.
I hope so.
What's the How does this end? I don't know if this ever ends, but the period we're in right now, and we're like 6 or 7 days deep into what's going on here. What's your gut tell you guys? Does this end peacefully? Is there an end game to any of this, Sam?
I mean, it's tough. I think right now people, they want to continue being heard. People want people to be straightforward and talk about the heart of this issue. And for me, it's bigger. It's not us versus the police. It's not a black versus white thing. It's a racism thing. It's what's in somebody's heart. And, I don't know how you change that. I don't know if we have the answer to change somebody's heart, but I think now that there's more people discussing it. And what we talk about, and one of the things I love about our team at McCaskey is, we're so diverse. And I think it takes other people getting involved now. What we're kind of seeing, throughout the news, we're seeing athletes getting involved. We're seeing people, white, black, Hispanic, people are opening up and they're talking about it, younger, older. And I think that's how the change comes. But I think people are seeing now that, racism has always existed, but I don't think it's ever kind of been put out there like this, where everybody's kind of saying, oh, okay, I kind of see your point now. So I think if this continues like that, it'll help. I think, from as far as the situation with Mr. Floyd, being murdered, I think with the other officers being arrested, I think that'll kind of help some. But I think it's going to take people in high positions, having some conversations now and letting that trickle down. And I think that'll hopefully kind of help slow this down a little bit.
Same question, Trevor. Is there an end game here?
I think it's an end game for this particular situation. But, there's something that we're dealing with these type of situations every year, and until a powerful move be made, we're going to be in it, I think it's very important that we reach the children, because they're the ones that's going to grow up, and I think that's where the focus needs to be. If we plant the seed in the child, then they grow up and they can change the world. So for this season, yes, it's going to be an ending to it, but then it's going to be another situation that we're going to have to attack when it comes.
Sadly.
Guys, you both coach sports in which connection within your team. I think that's such an important word, connection. And are you worried about maintaining connection, not only with this stuff that we're talking about right now, but with this pandemic? Are you worried about maintaining that sort of connection with your guys? And is it even possible that you could come out the other side and have a greater connection? I mean, how are you thinking about that sort of issue right now, which I know is foremost on a coach's mind? Sam.
I mean, I think for us, I mean, we've been gelling so much. I mean, we had such a, when our season ended, I think we took maybe 2 weeks off, and the kids begged me to get back into the weight room. So we kind of got right back into it early. And then even before this happened, we were practicing on Sundays. I mean, we were really getting after it and moving into a different direction. So when this kind of happened in March, we just continued, working hard, we send out daily workouts. We're Zooming, 3 to 4 times a week, whether it's as an offense or defense, whether it's as a position group. So we're constantly interacting with each other. This week, we kind of took a break a little bit. We're in the middle of a Madden tournament right now on Xbox and PlayStation 4. So
Nice.
we're just doing, just different things to keep everybody engaged, keep everybody
That's a good
involved.
idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah.
But I mean, for us, our kids, they want it. They want to be involved. They want to be around each other. I mean, even as a coaching staff, we laugh. Like sometimes, I want to get off the Zoom and go spend time with my family. But, these guys want to continue joking and, talking trash. So I think our kids, we're going to come out of this even better. I mean, we were close before, but when we go through something like this and you have sincere moments where they're opening up, they're emotional. I'm emotional talking to them about my experiences. I think it's only going to bring us closer together. And I'm a firm believer that sports does this as a whole anyway, right? You think about what happened with 9/11, kind of getting back on the field is what kind of really started to help our country try to heal. So I think we'll come out of this better on the back end of this.
Trevor, you agree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think, just getting back to what, it was just what I'm thinking, this situation, I know what's going to bring me closer to the girls. Like I said before, I show the girls, I give the girls my background. They know I'm from the inner city. I learn from them so much. And I think, when stuff like this happens, they get to see, what others struggle with. And I think it's only one way for us to get better is by coming together, and just by the group me text back and forth, you can tell girls are engaged, even if they don't know what to say. They're liking things, they're loving things. That's what it's about. I want this to draw us close together because it's about relationships for me. After we graduate and we're done, we're going to move on. And if we got a relationship, I'll be able to see you along down the road.
Last thing from me, Sam, outstanding beard, sir. Well,
thank you. Trust me, first chance I get, it's coming off.
Well done. I'm sure. Yeah, we all need haircuts.
I kind of like it too.
Well done, sir. Both of you guys from me. Thank you. Great stuff.
Really appreciate it. Great stuff.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
John, what else you got?
Cool. Well, I just want to say thanks on that end, just in terms of, we often talk to you coaches just as coaches, what happened after a game? How are you preparing your team? So this is a completely different conversation than what we typically have when we get to know you a little bit better. And that's kind of the goal here, is to get your perspective as a Black man and how you're kind of viewing what this last week or so has been like and how you're communicating that with your players. And I hope that we were able to accomplish that in that sense this week. So thanks again for your time, and wish you both the best of luck moving forward.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Coach.